Okay, so let's say we got this for our answer, right? Well, this is non-scientific notation, all right? But, right, if we were able to put the decimal here, right, it would be. If we could have 2.5, then this front number would be ready for scientific notation. Well, how can we change 0.25 to 2.5? Well, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to multiply this number by 10. But guess what? We have a bank of 10s over here, right? So what we can do is we can split this apart. We can say this is going to be 10 times 1 and then 10 times 4. So basically we're going to, kind of in old-fashioned terms, almost like borrow one of these 10s. We're not going to borrow it because we're not given it back. But we're going to use up one of those powers of 10 to multiply, right? So once we multiply this number by 10, it becomes 2.5. And then what do we have left? We have times 10 to the 4th. All right, so let me do one more example. All right, so let's imagine we ended up with a value, a number, right? Our answer was 0.467, right? Times 10 to the 9th power. Well, this is not in scientific notation because this number is less than 1. But what we want to do is we want to be able to put the decimal right here, right? So we would want this to be 4.67. So we can do that by taking this and breaking it apart, right? By 10 and 10 to the 8th. So instead of having 9, right, we're going to put one of them here and put the other one here. And we're going to multiply that. Turns that into 4.67. And the 10 to the 8th that's left over, right, is the other number in our scientific notation. So they are equivalent values, but this one's in scientific notation and this one is not. All right, so let's do one more example. Oops. Okay, so what did we do before? We broke this apart into 2 pieces, right? So we're going to take this piece here, and then we're going to take, I'm going to use orange. I think my orange rolled off the table, so I'm going to use, oh no, here it is. All right, and we're going to take this piece over here. So we're going to take 3.46, and we're going to divide that by 2 times, and then I'm just going to write it right now. These are the same base, right? So we're going to subtract those exponents. So that's 7 eighths, so 10 to the 8th power, right? This is 10, and 17 minus 9 is 8. So now we have to focus on, right, division, changing the fraction to a decimal. So what's going to happen is, right, just a reminder, we did do this earlier this year, right? This tips over like this. And so then you end up with the 3.46. The numerator, the n goes in the tenth. 2 is on the outside. We're going to move our decimal up. 2 goes into 3 one time. Subtract 1, bring down the 4. 2 goes into 14 7 times. We are not done, even though we got a 0, because we need to bring that 6 down. 2 goes into 6 3 times. Now we got a 0, and we're done because there's no more numbers. So this is the number that's going to go in front of the power of 10. This is in scientific notation. It's between 1 and 10. We're done. We're good. Okay. So I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to give you a couple examples to try on your